What's going on, you guys? Frost here, and I'm back with another video. This time we'll be talking about the changes they made to the AP jungle item. The most recent patch, 5.12, Riot has implemented a jungle item that now replaces Magus, called Runeglaive. Instead of building it out of a Fetish Codex, it now builds out of Sheen. And this on its own is already going to have a big effect on the champions, like Nidalee, because her damage actually increases with a massive amount when she gets a Sheen. And now that you get it with her jungle item, it's pretty ridiculous. However, they did half the amount of AP the item gives, from 80 to 40. And they removed 10% of the cooldown reduction, but they added 200 mana. I don't mind this at all, because they compensated the nerf by adding a passive to the item. You pretty much get a free Lichbane effect now. And before you're like, oh man, rip Lichbane. The passive effect from Runeglaive has a 0.2 lower AP scaling than Lichbane. Lichbane has 0.5 and Runeglaive has 0.3. Also, you need to have Smite to even buy your jungle item. But to clarify, yes, you will not even buy Lichbane on any AP jungler again. The only situation you could get a Lichbane now is when you actually sell your Runeglaive in the very late game with a maxed out build to get that extra 0.2 AP scaling onto your passive effect. As well as get the 40 extra AP. But then again, Runeglaive will be AoE damage, so it's pretty much just wait and see to see which one is better. With these changes there will obviously be champions affected in good and bad ways. I'll list all the champions that are affected and how this change will impact them. Amumu. Runeglaive will affect Amumu in a positive way. The reason for this is Amumu is a very mana heavy jungler, but he's a very fast jungler. And with the pre-Magus jungle item, Amumu had mana restore in the jungle. Since they had removed that mana restore with the Magus jungle item, Amumu suddenly became a shitty jungler. Even though the clear speed was still great, you would just go out of mana in a matter of seconds. Now, with Runeglaive, they re-added the mana regen that is needed to make Amumu able to sustain in the jungle. Quick FYI, what I mentioned here is for AP Amumu jungle, not tank Amumu, because that was already brought back with the Cinderhulk. Diana. Runeglaive will affect Diana in a positive way. The reason for this is Diana is a very mana heavy jungler, but she's insanely fast. And also she uses a lot of auto attacks. Lichbane was already a very good item on Diana, because it adds a really good amount of damage to her burst combos, and to now have this implemented into your jungle item is just amazing. Also, the mana regen you get from the item now is everything to Diana, and will actually allow you to give away your blue buffs, whereas before, this was not possible at all. Oh, and as a final thing, the added AoE effect will actually make Diana's clear even faster, which is just ridiculous. Echo. Runeglaive will affect Echo in a positive way. The reason for this is Echo is quite mana heavy, and he is also a little lacking in clear speed. Runeglaive pretty much fixes all these problems with its mana sustain and AoE clearing passive. Oh, and to touch on the Echo nerfs implemented with this patch real quick, they upped the mana cost mainly, lowered the AP scaling on the Q's first hit, which doesn't matter much, and they nerfed the base damage on his passive, which just makes Echo's early game a bit weaker, but the scaling on it remains, so his mid to late game is still pretty much OP. Elise. Runeglaive will affect Elise in a positive way. The reason for this is Elise is very much auto attack based, and getting the free Lichbane proc into AoE damage will actually really help her out. This goes alongside with her buffs this patch as well. So we are probably going to see a return of Elise jungle. But I'm not quite sure if Runeglaive will beat Cinderhulk on Elise. Evelynn. Runeglaive will affect Evelynn in a positive way. The reason for this is Eve is quite mana hungry and she uses a lot of spells in combination with auto attacks. Also, she gets even more added clear speed, and this will actually be very interesting, because as of right now most people build Eve more AD heavy, and this might change into AP now. Fiddlesticks. Runeglaive will affect Fiddlesticks in a negative way. The reason for this is Fiddlesticks had a very strong base kit and he wasn't lacking in mana sustain or the power to clear his jungle. More raw values is actually what he prefers in his item build. However, most of the time what you would actually do on Fiddlesticks is skip finishing your full jungle item and straight up rush Zonias. So in that way it doesn't really affect him at all. It might actually become an item that is worth buying instead of rushing Zonias, just because it adds the mana sustain which help you out a little bit, but mainly for the faster clear in your jungle. I doubt this will be more effective, but you will never know. Fizz. Runeglaive will affect Fizz in a positive way. The reason for this is Fizz is very mana hungry, if you're going to build him AP in the jungle. Also, you generally max W on Fizz these days for the most damage. And now with the added clear speed on Runeglaive, as well as the mana sustain to help you with his insane mana problems, Fizz might actually become a very strong pick as a mage in the jungle right now. Maokai. Runeglaive will affect Maokai in a positive way. The reason for this is the added clear speed on this item. Maokai is quite lacking in clear speed in jungle and this item fixes that. But this item will only be good on Maokai if you are going to build him AP. And in my experience, AP Maokai can actually be a very strong solo queue pick, as it was a while back in the old jungle, with the Spirit jungle item. If Runeglaive will beat Cinderhulk on Maokai, I'm not sure. I don't think it will, but there is obviously no harm in testing this out, right? Nidalee. Runeglaive will affect Nidalee in a positive way. The reason for this is Nidalee is very mana hungry. Also, Sheen is just insane on Nidalee, so being able to get it this early will mean more burst damage in the early game. And pretty much the only problem Nidalee had in the early game, pre-buying either Rod or a Tear, is gone now. She has all the mana sustain she could wish for. I think this item being implemented will put Nidalee from a strong pick to just pretty much god mode in solo queue. Twisted Fate. Runeglaive will affect TF in a positive way. Now, before you're like, wait, what? TF? Let me explain why I think he might become a really good jungler with this item. Sheen is the item TF needs to become a very potent damage dealer. So, being able to get this in your jungle item helps him out a lot. Also, with the added clear speed effect, TF will be able to clear his jungle as fast as most junglers, because a red card from the AoE damage, along with wild cards and the passive, will just destroy a camp. And TF's ganks are just insane. I mean, what can be stronger than an on-hit stun that can't miss and lasts for a good amount of time? And you will have even more added pressure from his ult, because unlike Twisted Fate mid, you can't tell where he's about to ult and where he will go unless you have everything in the jungle warded. The only downside is clear time. The early game, the first clear is horrendous on Twisted Fate. So, this is gonna be a bit tough, because if you get invaded early, you'll probably have a big problem. But still, you might just consider trying him out. I know I will. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please remember to leave a like and share it with your friends. If you would like to see more videos from me in the future, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!